What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and I have a pretty incredible unboxing today. Got one, just like cool key I picked up recently. We've got this, which is one of the, I'll call it the Grail books that I showed in one of my prior videos. I sent it off to get graded. This is the World's Finest #3. Haven't checked the grade, so we're going to check out what I actually got on the grade with that one. And then we have 3 books in here, and all 3 of these are awesome. So I'm really excited to get into these. Let's check out these books. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. So I have a number of boxes here, a variety of different things. Usually I do a CGC unboxing as a separate video, but because this one is just a single book, I wanted to combine it with some other books that I've had come in, and one of them I just got in. I'll start with this one. This is just a single book, then I'll do the CGC, and then I'll do the 3 books that are some incredible books in there. I am really excited about those, but we'll start with this one. I picked this up from Marveled Comics. I've talked about him a number of times. This was on Instagram, being hosted by Newsstand Comic Collector. He always has cool books, like big keys. If you're looking for Silver Age keys, Bronze Age keys, Golden Age stuff, like he usually has everything. And so or at least like something from every era, and usually some pretty big books, some pretty nice books. So I definitely recommend going and checking him out if you're, in the market for that kind of thing. He also has raw books, and he has, things that are much more affordable as well. So it's not like everything is super expensive. But this one, it's actually a Golden Age first appearance. So you don't come across those very often. This one is also one of the first appearances where the character is actually on the cover. And that's always cool because you really don't see the Golden Age first appearances where the character is on the cover very often. And a big part of that, I've talked about this before, but a big reason for that was that the characters that were well known, at least in the Golden Age, the way that they often did it, if it was a well-known character, that's who they wanted on the cover. They didn't want the new characters on the cover. But in this case, you have those well-known characters on the cover, but also the new character. So, I'll take it out of the bag. So this one, I have had a copy of this once in the past. This is a little bit nicer copy. I think my last one was maybe like a 1.5 or a 1.8. This is Batman number 92. And this is the first appearance of Ace the Bat Hound. So you've got Ace the Bat Hound right on the cover there with Batman and Robin, and a really cool image of the Batmobile. You've also got the bat signal. So this cover is, it's a pretty great cover. You've got the main characters, you've got the bat signal, Batmobile, and this new character, Ace the Bat Hound. And so, yeah, I just think this is a cool book. Definitely a book that's gotten a little more pricey over the last few years. But yeah, a Golden Age first appearance where the character is on the cover. And I have dogs, I think these pet first appearances are pretty funny, or, animal first appearances are pretty funny. So I like these. So yeah, Batman number 92, 3-0, first appearance of Ace the Bat Hound. All right, now, the next one I'm going to do is the book I got back from CGC. So I already said what the book is. I showed this in a prior video. I showed the interior in that video, or at least part of the interior. This is World's Finest #3. This is one that it's a single book that I got back from CGC. This is the first appearance of the Scarecrow. And so you've got a major Batman villain, and it's a unique case because this one, and I want to make sure I don't look because I haven't checked the grade on this one, so this is a single book. Things might be like pointing up at me. So I'm gonna, I'll bring the book down from the top. If you've watched my CGC unboxing videos before, I'll talk about the book a little bit, what I think the grade is, and then, we'll see what we get. Now, the interesting thing with this book is that his first cover appearance is actually, there you go, is actually a much more valuable book. I don't know if much more, quite a bit. I mean, it is quite a bit more valuable book. And there aren't many cases like that. You could maybe say like Hulk 180 versus 181. But with this is actually like the first full appearance. This isn't a cameo or anything like that. It's a full story. But it's just that the cover is so much better for Scarecrow for Tech 73 versus this one that it goes for a lot more. The thing with this one is that this has a married cover on it. And so it's a detached cover, married cover. I actually put that in a note on the book when I submitted. I said it's a married cover. And so I expect a green label. I do expect a green label on this book. Now, I think that this one, it was a nice cover. I mean, you can see it right here. I mean, you've got, you know, Batman and Robin and Superman on there. Like, it's a nice presenting cover. So I thought this one could maybe get somewhere in the 2.5 to 3 range, because you can get up to a 4.0 with a detached cover, but typically the upper end of what I see with detached covers is a 3.0. And so I think, you know, it's a nice presenting detached cover, 2.5 to 3.0. I was worried that it might be trimmed. Now, the fact that it's a married cover, that's why it's really hard to be sure, because these books weren't necessarily all cut, you know, exactly the same size back then. And so you could have this cover from another book that was cut completely different, and so that's why it looks a little shorter, and it could just be that it's from a different cut book. But that's one of the reasons I wanted to send it to CGC, to get that confirmation if it was trimmed or not. But I do expect a green label regardless. Like I said, 2.5, maybe a 3 is what I've got it at. All right, let's see how we did. All right, 3.0. I mean, that's nice. I'm real happy with that. I'm really happy with that. And yep, and so we've got married cover and no mention of trimming. So, you know, this is what I was talking about here, where how like this cover doesn't really fit this interior very well. And you could also tell because there were like staple marks or like the staples had some staining or some rust stains, and you didn't see that on the cover itself. So you knew this was a different cover. And so, yeah, I thought maybe it wasn't trimmed just because, you know, it's a completely different cover, but I wanted some other authority to say that or not, because then I wasn't sure if I was going to be selling the book raw like that. So real happy with this. I mean, so you can see you've got, you know, Batman, Robin, and Superman playing baseball. Back, also, you know, a baseball or, you know, bat cover. But I mean, it is a nice presenting cover. I mean, that's so that's why if you're wondering about kind of like grades with detached covers, that kind of thing, the highest I've ever seen, at least in the Golden Age, is a 4.0. But typically what I see on the upper end is a 3.0, and this one got that 3.0. So real happy with that. And I didn't get this pressed first, you know, because it was already detached and a married cover. I just didn't really think that pressing was going to improve this book any, so I just sent this one straight in. So yeah, World's Finest #3, origin and first appearance of the Scarecrow, and a 3.0 married cover. Awesome, real happy with that. So that's great. Okay, so now this box here. This has some pretty awesome books in it. So I am real excited about the books that are in here. 2 of them are probably keeper books, but I don't know. I picked up a number of books recently that I've been saying are keeper books, and so things are having to fall off the list just to kind of like justify keeping things. So I don't know fully yet, but there's some pretty cool books. So we'll see. I don't know which order they're going to come out in. Packing peanuts. All right, so the first one here. All right, this is cool. I've never owned a copy of, let's see, have I owned? I don't think I've never owned a copy of any of these. This one is pretty rare. This is also a nice grade. This is Weird Science Fantasy, annual #1, and a 5.5, off-white pages. Just a great Feldstein cover. I mean, the colors just pop on this copy. The thing that's really holding this one back is you can tell there was a little bit of like water damage. And so you can see there's like a little bleed, kind of like bleeding of the reds on the cover. But man, like colors are really, really bright. Very nice presenting copy of this book. I'm real happy with this copy. So yeah, 5.5, off-white pages, Weird Science Fantasy, annual #1. I mean, yeah, just great. Yeah, so generally what these are is they'll take like multiple books, other books, and they'll package them all together in these. And I mean, 128 pages. This is a heavy case. I mean, look how this is a thick book. See how many pages? Like that's the pages. Like all of that brown there, that's the pages. This is a very, very thick book, heavy case, thick case, and you know everything feels real sturdy in there. Feels nice. Nice. I always want to check. I didn't actually check that World's Finest. Just want to make sure there's no cracks or anything like that. Nope, no cracks. So, but yeah, so that's real cool. Happy with that. Just a book. I can't think if I've ever seen one come up for sale before. I mean, that's one of the things. That's what's really rare about like some of these books, some of these annuals, especially these EC annuals, and especially the #1 annuals. It's the same thing with the Crypt of Terror, or I think they're called the Crypt of Terror annuals. But just the first one is extremely rare, and this one isn't as rare as that one, but this one is also a pretty rare book. So Weird Science Fantasy, annual #1. Cool, rare book. All right, so second book. Let's see what the second one's gonna be. Oh, this is this is so cool. Okay, this is such an incredible cover. Again, I just want to check, make sure there's no like cracks or anything like that. Yep, everything looks good. So, this is All Winners #9 in a 5.0 Schomburg World War II, you know, beaten up Nazi U-boats, you know, cover. I mean, this is an incredible book. Like, this is an incredible book. I mean, this book looks so nice. I can't remember if it was like maybe like a little staining or something like that, because it presents so well. I think that was like the main thing. Maybe there was like some staining or a little bit of water damage, because I mean, like, look at this thing for a 5.0 too. Like, this is incredible. Like, the colors just pop. You've got all the characters on there. You've got let's see, you've got Human Torch and Toro, you've got Bucky, you've got Captain America and Submariner, all fighting together. That's generally what you see on these All Winners covers, but this, I mean, this is a really good one. I like the red on the top there. I mean, that's a cool book. This is one that, I mean, I'm torn. It is probably a keeper, but I'm not sure yet, just because of some of the other stuff that I've picked up. So we'll see. You know, we'll see if it's gonna be a keeper or not. But I'm very happy to at least own this book for some period of time, because this is a really cool book. So All Winners #9. This run, I definitely recommend checking it out. It is a bunch of great covers in this run, especially during that World War II era. All right, so the last one. That means the last one here is actually, so it worked out well. It's the biggest one that's in all of these. Yeah, man, it looks awesome. That looks really good. Yeah. All right, so the last one here. This is Batman #6. So this is the first appearance and death of the Clockmaster, but this is also the Promise Collection pedigree copy. Such a great book. This looks amazing. I mean, this is a 6.5. I mean, an incredible grade for a book from 1941. I think the All Winners is, it's 1943, and the World's Finest is 1941. So a bunch of really old books in this one, but man, Promise Collection, Batman #6, 6.5. And I like the Promise Collection books. I like the story behind it, the history behind it. I love the pedigree labels, these gold labels. They look amazing. And you've got the BB gun ad on the back. So just a really incredible, back cover, like artwork on this back cover. And I mean, man, it is such a good looking book. I mean, like, look at all those colors just pop. It is a clean looking copy. Yeah, I mean, definitely nothing to complain about on this one. This one is definitely one of the keepers for now. The All Winners is the one I'm not certain on yet, but Batman #6, Promise Collection 6.5, definitely a keeper book for the moment. Just so cool. But yeah, I mean, this is a fun unboxing. I mean, some really cool stuff. We've got Batman #6, All Winners #9, amazing Schomburg World War II cover. We've got this Feldstein Weird Fantasy annual #1. I mean, just a great presenting copy, a really, really nice presenting copy. And then I can't take anything away from first appearance of the Scarecrow. Married cover, but a 3-0, you know, married cover, first appearance of Scarecrow, major Batman villain. And then last but not least, got a Golden Age first appearance, you know, Golden Age cover, first appearance as well, the Ace the Bat Hound. And so yeah, some awesome books. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. I've got more videos over here if you'd like to see some of my other videos, and the subscription button is right here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.